Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Fantom, whose current price stands at the $0.0222 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.05%. And in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, starting my analysis here on the daily chart by giving you a brief of what has been happening here on the Fantom chart. Fantom, from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upside, making it to an all-time high at around the $3.5 mark in a movement that I've been terming as a higher Elliot wave count one to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we had been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective structure, which took us back to around the $0.016 mark in a movement that I'm terming as a higher Elliot wave count 2. And whatever we expect next after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2 is a bounce to the upside in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3 before we see a wave 4, and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5 to the upside, and giving you a measure from the all-time high. From the all-time high, you can see that Fantom was down more than 95%, and that means there are chances that we might have seen the low for this higher Elliot wave count 2, and also the bear market low might be in at around the $0.016 mark. And having that in mind, whatever we expect next is this impulsive movement to the upside in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 by connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $5.82 mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect Fantom to do in the next bull market. And once we get into the recovery phase and also regain our impulsive nature in the formation of this wave 3 to the upside, and because our wave 3 is an impulsive wave, I also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3, having the wave 5 of that fractal wave completing the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upside. And jumping to the 1 hour chart for further analysis and also give you the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out here on the Fantom chart. Here on the 1 hour chart, you can see that we made our low at around the $0.16 mark, and after seeing that low, we have been seeing a very nice impulsive movement over here obeying the Elliot wave structures, where we can term this wave to the upside as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside, making our peak at around the $0.26 mark. And whatever we expected next is a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a second wave before we see a wave 3, then expect a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside, which is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 3 that I have shown you on the daily chart. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure, and first get to see whether this second wave over here has done the minimum that we expect a second wave to do, using the Fibonacci's, connecting it from the low of the first wave down there to the high of the wave 1. That gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of this second wave between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and you can see we retraced perfectly into that target area. We lost the fib level 0.618 a little bit, but we are still holding above the fib level 0.78 fib level, which perfectly lies at around the $0.18 mark, and that is the minimum that I was expecting this second wave to the lower side to do. And that means there are chances that we might have seen the low for this higher Elliot wave count 2, which is right here. And because the second wave is a corrective wave, I also expected to see an ABC corrective structure, and we have such a structure right here, having this as the wave A. Then we saw the wave B, then we continued pushing even low in the formation of that wave C, and using the trend based Fibonacci to get to see whether this wave C has done the minimum that we expect a wave C to do, using the Fibonacci's, connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the high of that wave A to the low of the wave A, then dragging the fibs to the low of that wave B. That gives me a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that wave C at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.15 mark, which is a target area that we have fully maximized. And that means there are chances that we have seen the low for that higher Elliot wave count 2, which is right here, and very soon I'm expecting that reversal to the upside in the formation of this wave 3. And because a wave 3 to the upside is also an impulsive wave, I also expect to see fractal waves in formation within the formation of that wave 3, and there are chances that whatever we are seeing over here might be the start of that impulsive movement. And you can see after making our low at around the $0.1903 mark, we saw this bounce to the upside, and this movement to the upside is obeying the Elliot Elliot wave structures. And if I have my Elliot wave structure on the charts, we can have these as the first wave to the upside. Then whatever we can see over here is the formation of that second wave. Then very soon I'm expecting a wave 3, then expect a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to continue pushing higher, completing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within this higher Elliot wave count 3, which is right here. That is this wave 3 to the upside, and getting to see whether this second wave has done the minimum that we expect a second wave to do once more by using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1. That gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of that second wave between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and you can see we made a bit of wicks over here in that target area, and that means there are chances that we have done the minimum that that second wave was supposed to do, and we are seeing a reaction of the fib level 0.5. That's why we are seeing this a little bit of a bounce to the upside, where we have managed to break above the 20-day MA, meaning it's now acting as support and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 using a trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $0.2245 mark. So in case we see that bounce to the upside, making it back to the fib level 1.618 over here, then that will be completing the formation of this wave 3 before we expect a wave 4, and then continue pushing higher in the formation of that wave 5, completing a higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3, which is right here. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and that is my short-term scenario. So taking a look at the indicators here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 49 mark, meaning you have massive room for us to support any movements to the upside and also any movements to the lower side. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have been able to print a bearish cross, and that means lower prices are coming our way, and you can see we are also seeing a decrease in the buying momentum, meaning lower prices might be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.